Hey folks, welcome to the Marketeers. Today it's all about SEO, search engine optimization. Our friend Padmaja Bhaskaroni, who is a marketing manager and an SEO specialist, is here to teach us everything about building a website, generating leads from it, and also how to stay on top of the chart. Let's go.
So that's why we call it a content spiciness and link juiciness. Hey, I don't have any space on my mobile.
So we used to make a column and then we used to write what are all the here is not here.
My first ever key with digital marketing career is
Oh, many people don't know this actually. First of all, hello and welcome to the show. How are you?
all good Dikshit. How are you?
I'm good. So I believe your journey in the marketing has been, started since way back. And I would want to ask you, what was your first job in marketing and how did it go? And is there any something that you learned and which you have stuck through for your entire career in the initial days?
Yeah, so actually my background was into biotech computer science. Like all the graduates, I was also started searching for something in coding, but somehow I have received an offer from Remo Software, which is a company into data recovery products, and there I've started as a SEO analyst. The day when I joined as a SEO analyst, I have no clue what digital marketing is, what SEO is, anything. Literally, I was a zero that time, and it was a great pleasure having some seniors who helped me, and they have provided some training sessions on that for a week when I joined. And like they have hired a bunch of folks, so they have provided some training. So when in the early stage, I thought SEO is something which we do off page and on page, or however we optimize it like that. But the in the way back, and they asked me to start working on content. I have no clue for this kind of role whether content is required. I was very bad in writing content, and I felt very difficult to overcome through those challenges. And it goes to three level proofreading to my manager sometimes and to my teammates. So that was a difficult part in my first ever job. Yeah, I think even now I'm struggling with content, because content is something, it will get changed the way you write whenever you join in a new company. It's not something you have expertise writing that and you can go through it when you join a new company. So I still face some difficulty with content sometimes. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, there is content. And as you mentioned, SEO is still a tough thing to crack for many people. And like for our audience, can you explain generally what is SEO and how it's done?
Okay. See, the whole point is the way the a intern look at SEO is something different from the way a leadership folk or a experienced folks look at it. So, what intern think is, okay, if I do 5 bookmarking submissions, if I do just 2 guest posting, yes, I'll get traffic, and I'll just maybe I'll my goal set will reach. So it is not something that SEO is always a slow poison. It is not something you need to relax when you see immediate results. So sometimes also it is also something, if you do SEO today, it may impact in your career in the next year. You may receive bundle of leads in the next year also for the same SEO that you did last year. So it is always unpredictable with SEO, that you should never say, hey, I did SEO and I'm pretty sure this quarter I'll reach my goal.
I'm sorry to ask this, but even taking a step, back, like, can you explain, like, what is this procedure of, SEO, like, how it's done?
In a simple word, I'll put it this way. SEO is nothing but optimization. One, you do it on the website. The other thing, you will do it outside of the website for your business. So, to put it in simple, for the website and off the website. Yeah. So this is something what I feel is this is more to do a lot with content for sure, because if you don't have a fresh content updating on website, then you can't do a proper SEO on time. And there are plenty of updates from Google, right? Every time there is an algorithm update, yes, we will have to run behind some of the search engine land or Neil Patel websites and see, hey, what's happening there? Where do we need to improve? So it's always a learning curve, I should say. With digital marketing, you can never say, hey, I know this, and I not learn it.
I can rely on this.
Yeah. It is not something like that. Every day you will have to start your mind that like you need to something learn new today. So it is of course like that is your time.
So, like, I think I believe so. If my understanding is right now SEO is about understanding the market and trends and implementing it to your website and your sites. So, where does this understanding come from? Where do you source this? What is trending? What is not trending? What to use? And also, how do you imply this to your website? What's that process like?
So there are a lot of things that are involved with SEO. One, even before you start with the optimization, there are a lot of things that you need to do. The primary objective is a competitor research. So we will also check who are our competitors based on the business that you have. And the second, very first thing is where are we standing up in front of our competitors? Which rank we are in? Let's say we have 10 competitors, out of which where we are standing. Then again, from after measuring all those, after analyzing all those, we will create a bunch of keywords based on the business or based on the generic strategy that market has. So that's how it actually starts. Once we have these kind of things ready, then only the actual SEO work will start.
So, but see, there is a website going on, and but with a rapid rush of social media video content, how can SEO and websites differ themselves, and how can we build them effectively so that they're not affected by these video platforms, Instagram and other social media platforms?
Okay, so from my experience, even I does video marketing. I'm a YouTuber as well in on site. And what my understanding with the video things and all, even if you watch the videos on social media, let's say if you have seen some video on Facebook or Instagram anywhere, so you will not blindly go and purchase. You will still research. You will go back to Google and you will see whether these people are a genuine or not. So if your website is not ranking, only relying on social media, you can't generate it quality leads.
So, in this way, there is a potential to stand apart from that.
It's not something can be comparable with any of the other digital marketing activities, I would say. A best example I'll give, maybe you are seeing a pretty much shopping, e-commerce shopping happening on Instagram, Facebook and all. People are blindly watching the ad on Instagram and they're going and purchasing, but the product is not coming to home. So are people resourcing? At least do they have a website? How long they have been in the market? So if you do that, you will lose your money, right? Yeah. So that is the best example, I would say.
So, like, tell me what's the importance of having a website for a business right now at these times?
Okay. So what I would say is it completely depends on what type of business it is. Uh, for a for a fashion industry or something, nowadays Instagram pages are thriving up. And as a best example, I do have my sister's Instagram page, and she have 25K followers to her page, and we also get lakhs of rupees in a month through orders. But the whole point is now we are also running behind website because people are coming back and saying, hey, how can we trust you? Because yeah, because you are not appearing anywhere other than Instagram. How can we trust you? Can you provide a COD? But no, it is against our policies and we can't provide a COD, right? So in those kind of cases, yes, my sister came back to me saying, "Hey, Akka, you know this, right? Can you help me with that?" Most of I'm my customers because I don't have a website.
True. Yeah. So, a website is also like an essential these days. No matter how people are saying, like, there's, so many Instagrams are there and other social media platforms are there, but it's just like a reliable source for that. So, this might be completely, I don't know if it's in your thing, but uh, if I am a business and I want to build a business website, where should I start from? Like, what is the first step that I should take?
Okay, so the point is there are two different things I would compare here. I mean, people without website and have only social media pages. Um, I mean, it is always hard to get searched in terms of hashtags because one hashtag is being used by lakhs of people or millions of people. These things. So I would say not only website. I would say social media is a site. Website plus SEO is priority. So even if you have a website, and then you're not coming under search engine results, it doesn't make any sense, right? So that is where one aspect I see it as important. Where do people start for the website is something. Uh, the very first thing is they have to be clear on what is getting recommended on the website even before they open it. And second foremost thing is many people, yes, they get so confused. There are plenty of postings available online, and yeah, some people may come and offer you, hey, why can't you go to Bluehost and purchase a cloud? I can build a website for you. But what people are not looking at is they might be a affiliate. They are trying to sell plenty of sites. I would say an example, Vaporhost, which is POS Chirag Agarwal. When he started his journey with hosting, he gave us the offer like 300 per month or 300 per year. I'm sorry, not month. So
Right.
when he gave it, and we thought, because the hosting always been thousands or maybe sometimes it's also goes to 50,000. Depends on the products that you be. So I thought, if there is some, I mean, there might be something missing. That is why he's giving it a very cheaper rate. But no, that's not like that. People are mostly running behind branding, and because of they are doing more branding, they are spending lots of money, and they are trying to take it from us. So, what my suggestion is, research for in a early stage of a website. Don't spend too much. Not on the hosting sites that cost you a bomb. Maybe some of the sites like DigitalOcean. There are some sites I'm not really sure about the names who I should say take it below 1,000 only. No, don't spend above 1,000. So take it below 1,000 rupees and buy it online in 99 rupees till the time you get some contents. So once okay. I want a brand name. I want to trademark it. I want to have copyrights, everything. Then I would say move to some trusted site, or maybe Vaporhost have some missing features. But if you want that, I mean, in the future, maybe you can move to upgraded versions or something. So in the early stage, I always prefer just start with WordPress. It's very easy, even for a student who is pursuing his intermediate or even 10th class. I've seen people just starting on the blogs using blogspot.in, wordpress.com. There are plenty. Even I started back in 2011 on blogspot.in. I started writing then. And yes, as I told you, my first job, they my blogs and directly given me an offer. It was not there was no interview, nothing happened. So it's all you need to put efforts on your website, and it has to be visible. So that is why I want you to experiment first without spending so much, then upgrade the version or anything.
What would you, like to suggest and, a sort of give a tips that, usually people do, like, what, if I have to reframe it this way, what suggestions and tips would you like to give to the people who are building websites initially, and what are the sort of mistakes that they should avoid? You've generally seen people doing these kind of mistakes, and you should be like, these are the mistakes that you should not do while building a website.
Yeah. So while building a website, I'm calling it a theme-based website. It's not a coding related, because coding is something, again, you need to hire a developer, you need to get it done, and every time you have something, you need to depend on him or her to do any edit. So I would say, start with a CMS who can what can offer you a drag and drop functionality, so that you will not rely on someone. That's the thing I'm looking at, because I've also faced some situations wherein I need to wait for a web developer to create a module for me. And I don't want that to happen to anyone, right? With WordPress, you have plugins, you can always play with it. Earlier with WordPress, people thought that the website is getting slow because of adding multiple plugins. But now with the cache plugin, everything there are some options where you can fasten the website speed, everything, so you doesn't need to worry about it. So that is one thing, and the other thing that I would say is don't spend too much on themes. People go to some websites like Theme Forest or something. They spend dollars and dollars of money to just to buy themes.
But isn't themes like, maybe their, I don't know, from their perspective, themes are what, attracts people, or the colors and everything. Maybe they think that these are the things that attract people.
Okay, so there are two things, right? In the early stage, even when I built my own website, not website, I would call it a website. I used to have 4 to 5 websites on my own, with a unlimited cloud with it. And that time, there are some Facebook groups where you have to start interacting with in an early stage. There is a group called Hellbound Bloggers on Facebook. They have helped me like anything, even today, if I get across any doubts, they are always there for me to help. They immediately ping you on Facebook and say, hey, why can't you try these steps, that step, and all. Even with themes or plugins, some people also offer you for free.
Okay, yeah.
All about you need to start networking, and then you will definitely get some help. You doesn't need to spend so much on anything. That's what I would.
Recently, with AI being introduced, like ChatGPT and Google has introduced its own AI. So what impact it might have on the search engine and how SEO will, what's the future of SEO looking like with AI being in the picture?
Okay, so I know people are pretty much want me to chat GPT. It's very trending everywhere. Actually, even I myself tried it for few days. See, when yeah, I don't. It's okay. Okay, it will not help you with SEO for sure. I'll tell you why. When you are writing the content on your own, you know what business you're writing for, what outcome you're expecting from that content, and you also know what keywords that you has to be used. When you just blindly go ahead and give it to ChatGPT is asking which company that you're writing for and all, right? It is just blindly spinning your content and giving it to you. So for maybe for a company without writers, and if there is no option for with writing skills, then I would say just go ahead, but not for a long term at all. Not even for SEO. Just maybe for some users. So for social media posting, a generic post, in that cases it will. And if you want to write any emails or something, but it will not work out when you want to talk about a brand, or if you want to write content based on the outcomes that you have defined as goals. So that will not definitely work out. Not only RG, there are plenty spinning tools, Quillboards, everything, but no, I would say no.
With Google's AI coming into picture, how will that affect the search engine's capacity? And will there be any changes that even SEO optimists have to, sorry, SEO people have to adapt to for the future?
Okay, so if Google AI is coming up, I mean, I haven't watched the features that they are offering yet, but if it improves upon maybe a comparative analysis of content, because Google is where we are always striving to get our searches on, right? So if there is an improvement in case of a comparative analysis of branding everything, then maybe yes, we could.
So, right, you mentioned about content creation and how you're still, coping up with the content creation. But even in the marketing industry, generally we deal with a lot of creative aspects and everything. But how would you, keep this creative perspective fresh, sort of not lose the touch of creative self, at least the creative judgment, to know what is good and what is not good. As a marketer, how do you know, like, keep your perspective fresh in those terms?
Okay, so there are two things even here. I would say, as a digital marketing manager, if you ask me to write any content on digital marketing topics, I'll just start sitting and writing it. That's not a big deal for me. But if you come and ask me, hey, go and research on this topic and start writing, and you have a deadline, that's when the actual pressure comes on your head. And it's always starts with researching, even if you know the topic, even if you doesn't know the topic. um, you need to research on it from multiple perspectives, right? One from a competitor perspective, one from a business standpoint, the other from a writing standpoint as a writer. So if you consider all these things, yes, then you will be able to at least write the content. But anyways, even if you write, and even if it's a first draft or second draft for you, you will definitely have some mistakes. The very first recommendation I would give you is, once you finish writing content, go back and proofread it by yourself before sending it to someone for proofreading. So that's when you will know, hey, this might be reading wrong, and you should be able to uh, maybe rephrase it or something. So that's when you will understand your mistakes first, even before someone will point that out. So that's a very important recommendation that I can give. And in the second stage, you need to analyze what others have highlighted it for. Let's say if I send it to my manager and she says, "Hey, these are not fine. Can you try adding some more things?" So those are the analysis you always need to note down so that you can improve upon it in the next time. So the feedbacks are very important when it comes to content writing. So that's what I feel.
What is the importance of continuous sort of learning in this field? Because there's always evolving, there's industry is always evolving, the trends are always changing. So what's the importance of constantly keeping yourself updated?
Like I told, writing content for every company is a way different. So if you change company tomorrow, then you need to align to their business standards. Sometimes if you are working for a US firm, then you need to utilize their way of language, right? You can't just write in Indian English. It has to be US English. So if you're working for UK, it has to be British English. And the business goals for them is different from the business goals that you work for that you worked in an earlier form. So it's always different. And with content, you have to keep in mind up to date always. It is not something. Yes, I know it. I can do that. It never be like that.
As a marketer yourself who's been in the industry like for so many years, like what do you think are a few essential skills that a marketer or anybody who's coming to the industry should possess and should have it learned even before they enter the industry? What do you think are those skills that one should learn?
Very first, writing, which I'm still coping up.
Yes.
And the second is, of course, managing the people under you. So this is something, I mean, it is not a marketing aspect, but for any time that you are working with a team of people, it is very difficult task for you to handle people when you are, especially when you're sitting in a manager role, because you can't be rude to them saying, "Hey, this is your deadline, you need to give it to me by this time." So you can never be rude, and you have to be sweet and you have to get the job done. So I mean, that is where even I need to have improvement on, I would say. People management.
People management is most important, and communication skills, I feel they're like really important.
When you get efficient with content writing, of course, without communication skills, you will not even sit and write. You'll not start doing that, I would say.
Yes, yes, that's actually true. But see, then there is like as I spoke about the trends, like there is trends and there's constantly changing environment in business. What are few emerging trends that have impressed you, and you are like, okay, this is going to be the next big thing? Has there been something that you've been looking forward to in future?
Yes. So, marketing is not only about SEO, right? It is something that you need to generate marketing qualified leads from any source, not only from SEO, not only from social. So, I would say in the recent years, the marketing automation tools like the Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho, they are actually doing a very good job in maybe I would say saving marketers' time for sure, because with a company with 1,000 contacts database, it's very fine for you to start working on manually. But with companies like 50,000 to 1 lakh contact databases, it is very hard to go and check which contacts you need to send the campaigns to, everything, right? So in those cases, I would say from a marketing automation standpoint, the trends are really good. And I'm also hoping there are a lot of features are coming up in the same tools, or maybe I would love to see if there are any other tools that are coming in the same line. And even with SEO tools, there is a lot of improvement with SEMrush and Ahrefs.
Can you take us through these SEO tools, like the tools that are used generally for such efficiency?
See, I would say with SEO, go with the free tools by Google itself. The Google Analytics we have, Google Tag Manager we have, Google Search Console we have. They are real best if you use it in an efficient way. Even with Google Analytics, if you start properly using the goals that they have, just start creating the goals and start tracking them. I think paid tools are not pretty much important if you start using these effectively. But if you still want to do use paid tools, maybe that's for a competitor research, because Google are not offering any competitor research for free. So in that, I suggest yes, ACMrush and Ahrefs for competitive analysis. In that, every maybe I would say go and check every week on your website's health score, what issues you have in where you had a fall in the last week or last month. So those are the details I would say. Go ahead and use them. But as an early stage, just start with the analytics and search console.
So in terms of, like while generating these keywords, I think we also sort of use keyword tools there also, right? In sort of to know what is trending.
It's a part of AHF as well.
Are there any tools for generating effective keywords in SEO?
Okay, so I would, it's a hack. If you want, you can use it. There is the extension, even I use it primarily. That's the keywords everywhere on Chrome. If you open a website or if you open a video, anything on the right hand side, it will show all the list of keywords that they have used on their site. So yeah, they can easily see what competitor keywords are, what did they use on their website, or on their page, everything, even on their videos, everywhere. So that's a good extension that I would say, and even I use. Many of the marketers use it, but lot of people who are beginners, they doesn't know all these hacks. They normally rely on some keyword planner. Even from Google, they have Google AdWords. They have keyword planner. Now it's Google Ads. Yeah. So I also relate sometimes.
Do you think it's important for people having websites and SEO where they optimize it? So do you think it's important to understand the algorithm, study the algorithm? There's like a lot of people say like you have to understand the algorithm, and there's a lot of fuss about it. What do you think? Is it
Earlier with Panda and Penguin, let's say if your website has plenty of spam links, your website IP will get banned, or maybe website will also not be crawled in the search engine. And even with to have a fresh quality website, content is mandatory for any website. Those are the kind of updates to represent always, right? You can't just simply copy and paste some other's content on your website. So I really like the updates rolling up, but sometimes I feel sick of them, especially when okay, the website searches will get dropped down in next a few weeks because a new update will be rolling. We will post like that, but I don't see it. If you always generate natural links, if you always rely on quality content, you doesn't have to worry about updates at all. That's what I feel.
so? How do you think SEO is most important in terms of campaigns and brand loyalty programs and all those things that they are done? What role SEO plays in that?
So, okay, with campaigns, there will be some email campaigns. There will also be some ad campaigns that are rolling up. So again, I would say SEO also has to be in sync with the campaigns that you plan for in a quarter or something. Let's say if you're maybe if you want to get some students for digital marketing course and you're running a campaign. So you also need to optimize your website in such a way that it also opt for SEO. It cannot be campaign alone thing, right? So it always has to be in sync with multiple factors.
How does SEO will help in building a brand in that case in a larger picture?
Okay, as I told, it is not an instant result for sure with SEO, but brand name can be an instant result, but not your services or products, whatever you are promoting for. Um, so I would say, as a minimum, you need to definitely have a writer in your team for sure.
I would say the quality of the content you put on website is most important.
Content and links. So that's why we call it a content content spiciness and link juiciness. So these both are mandatory for any website to be on.
So coming back to the campaigns, like let's say if you have run a brand campaign or any marketing campaign, how do we measure these, the tangible results of this campaign? Is it possible?
Yeah, I mean, if we have tools to track them, let's say, I'm taking a paid marketing campaign as an example here. So there are, with ads, it only shows you if there are any clicks or click-through rate from your ad or campaign. But from there, we also need to track the user journey. Once they land on the website from ad, what is the journey on the website? So this is where I have seen some of the websites like Leady or even that marketing automation tools like HubSpot is also helping us to see the user behavior across once they enter the website. So these type of analysis also very much important in understanding. Maybe they are interested on the product, but they have landed on the website. If they are not filling on the contact form, does it make sense to us? Does it be a qualified lead? No. So our concentration should always be on a marketing qualified lead. It is not something a lead. Lead is someone who comes on the website. But marketing qualified leads is someone who are ready to be nurtured by the sales team. Hey team, this is the interest that I have seen. Why can't you go and nurture to see if they can be converted as a customer?
So what's the importance of generating? Like I would like to ask, like this can also be viewed as a lead generation thing, right? And using websites for lead generation is not a new thing, but how effectively are we seeing the results of these things? Is it how to sort of implement it in way like where we get where we get result maximized, and also what are the strategies that we can use to generate leads in these web campaigns?
Yeah. So lead generation topic has been changed over the years, I would say. Earlier, lead generation is something, if someone came to you and say, hey, these are the 100 phone numbers, just go ahead and call them. And out of that, we surface some leads. It has never been like that. So today we are in a market where the same leads are going to 100 set of companies. If you have 100 leads, you are selling it to 100 companies. So that how we are promoting ourselves is very very much important, and how we are differentiating the brand, because everyone serves the same services. Why would they take you? So that is where the business differentiators comes in picture. If you are able to define all your business differentiators, and if you want to stand top, so you need to clearly mention to them, hey, okay, I see. We also provide some app development services. They also provide, but what makes it different from by if we offer you? So that is where I say you need to rely on some of the business differentiators that should actually interest them. It is not something I can give you at less price. Giving at less price is not a differentiator at all. So we are in a stage today wherein we are not here just to promote the product. So we also need to get from the existing customers as well. So if you run alone, you may get leads, but if they get any recommendation from your existing customer, there's no point that they can turn as a customer for sure, at least 70%.
Coming back to the search engine concept, right? So this would be like a in 10th standard when we were writing exam, there used to be this differentiate factor, differentiate between this and that. So we used to make a column, and then we used to write what are all the here is not here. So that is a sort of column that we used to maintain. So let me put this. If I put search engine on the left side, and if I put if I put website in the left side, and if I put apps in the right side, how would you give me a 10 marks answer and write it down? What is how uh, websites are beneficial and how apps are beneficial?
So I would say 10 out of 10 for website and app. Maybe future, not now. For now, I would rank maybe 5 to 6. I'll tell you why. Websites are something. It is everywhere. You can open them everywhere. You doesn't have to rely on your mobile even if it is installed or not. Yeah, it's very handy, I would say, and it's very flexible for anyone to read and open. With apps, it's always today we are in a concern that hey, I don't have any space on my mobile, and I also sometimes Very big one, even literally, I'm not even downloading WhatsApp images for sure. So we are in this stage where we have come to no, I'll save my space in the mobile. And also, sometimes it is not flexible. Maybe your mobile gets tied up or that the battery is dead. You need to rely on your husband mobile or wife mobile. So you can't install app everywhere just because you want to see that, right? Uh, so I see that it's not flexible at all.
Is it fine, like, when you're coming back to the designing topic? So when you're designing a website, like, what are the few essential things that one has to keep in mind? Like, this has to be there. Maybe a sort of, links, contacts, few pictures about us. There are like few factors which one has to definitely put there in order to generate leads. What are those factors, if I may ask?
So I would say clear picture of the business definition, maybe about us or something. Then I would say your leadership team. Sometimes you also want to know what level of team that you are handling in your company. And apart from that, from a design standpoint, it has to be flexible and it has to be something user can be navigated from one page to other. Like we have global menus today, from menu you can go to any page and you can come back anytime like that. And from a design standpoint, we need to highlight the client testimonials in the homepage itself, and we need to represent some of the brands that we are working with, especially if they are giant clients. So those type of representation has to be there. And I would say it doesn't have to move to contact form and then write their thing. I would say a homepage is something where you get a lot of traffic to than any other pages on any website you see. In my last 8 years, that is what I have observed. So in homepage, if we have a standalone form on the page itself, that should work, I would feel. Like we have, I mean, there are websites like that, right? On the banner page on the right side, they say request a demo if you want.
What do you have to say about this constant popping ups when somebody visits their website? Like this constant pop ups.
Really irritating.
Yeah, I feel they should not.
They shouldn't be. I mean, literally, when I open website, if there are pop, I literally close the website. I will not even bother. Why did I even land there? So I literally close it and come back. Pop up shouldn't be there. Maybe a pop up like a chat box on the right hand side, bottom corner, that should work, but not on the screen, a big screen. If you are getting a pop up half of the screen, that is really irritating factor.
Oh, and what do you have to say about this minimalistic designs these days that are there? And like few websites are completely minimalistic. I don't even see them using pictures anymore. They're just words. For example, when I say minimalistic, the first example comes to me is Minimalist, the brand. And if you go and check few of these brands' website, they go for this extremely minimalistic design. Do you think they're effective as these other websites where they constantly put a lot of pictures and it's very colorful? So which one do you think is more beneficial for the business?
Okay, not even lot more images that will again comes into a SEO factor like website speed will get slower. But the content shouldn't be boring. The visitor shouldn't feel like there is a lot of content but without representation.
They might feel overwhelmed by a lot of things like this.
No one will bother to read entire 2000 words that you're writing for sure. They'll only maybe control F and search for the important keywords what they want and they read only that paraphrase. But what I feel is represent the design at least in a minimal way, maybe one image or a short video about the page. Nowadays, as I told, people are more likely to hear than reading it, right? Uh, if you have such thing on website, I think it goes viral like it is going viral on social.
Yeah. Yes.
Like today we are doing podcast. It's very easy to hear that instead of just typing an article about myself or about marketing. It's very easy for them to just listen, right? Like that. Yeah.
But from a corporate standpoint, do you think let's like big corporations, uh, do you think they still emphasize so much on their websites as much they're emphasizing on their social media pages or their YouTube channels and all those things?
no one is actually concentrating on their websites like they are doing it on other sources. But it is highly important to concentrate on website first and then the social media or anything. Well, that's what I feel. Because yeah, it's maybe long term thing with SEO, but for sure it will have results even if it is a long term with it. Yeah.
So when we are speaking long term, how long can it be there? And in these, when we mention this long term, how consistent do we have to be in, putting the work in to develop the website?
So it completely depends on the keywords that we are using. If we are using the keywords with less competition, then it's likely to be 3 to 4 months. If we are using a medium level competition keywords, it's likely to be 6 to 9 months. Then if we are using high volume keywords, it takes more than a year. Sometimes it may take 2 years also, we never know. So, but it will be definitely more than a year if we are driving for that keywords.
What I've sort of observed, when social media promotions, they're there, and when influencers put their, when they promote basically a product, they will be like, there's a link in my bio, you can just go and buy. So there are products which are listed in Amazon's, then there are products which are listed in their website. So I feel there's a bigger game for them in their website, and I feel that it's necessary for them to actually focus on their website more than just listing out on the product on Amazon and just forgetting it. I think a lot of work, if it's there, I feel it's most important for business to develop it in that way.
With Amazon and the links that influencers are promoting, it's always they are doing the kind of affiliate marketing. So it's free for anyone. You can go register and submit application in Amazon affiliates. You can generate links.
Oh, many people don't know this actually. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is very easy. If you have a blog, just go and submit a request on Amazon. They'll check the blog and they'll approve. Even if you have a YouTube channel, just go ahead and submit that you will promote Amazon products on your channel. It is something very easy to get approved, and Amazon only provide you with the short links to promote. Just take the link and paste it on your social handles. If anyone buys it, Amazon has a dashboard where it shows, okay, these many purchases happened, and this is going to be your revenue in the next month. But what I feel is people have also started their websites because they don't want to put their priority only on one product or two product to track, right? If they have a website, they are also doing some drop shipping kind. If you know, they does the same with Amazon, they does the same with Flipkart, they does the same with Mintra. So there are plenty of brands that are providing affiliates. There is something called ecaro.in where you can paste Flipkart link. It will give a short link. If someone buys it, you will get some commission, 5% or 10%. So if it is with multiple affiliates, it's good to have a website so that it's very easy for you to track and everything. But if it is only with Amazon, I prefer you doesn't have to have a website even if you have a channel or anything. Just good to start. That's it.
Being in the industry, like when people want to enter into the industry, what they say is there's a lot of creativity involved, fun job. Definitely, job is a lot of fun when compared to somebody who's working in finance, who is working in creative aspects. There's a lot of fun and there's adrenaline rush. So people tend to see those aspects. So what would you like to suggest for the youngsters who are entering into the marketing field? What would have sort of tell them that, what, these are the things you should, be prepared for the marketing industry?
Okay, so for a graduate, let's say if a graduate has done instrumental engineering in his BTech, it is hard for him to move to a computer science job, maybe any software job or software support job or anything. But for digital marketing, it is no code thing. It is easy to understand thing, and also something you can like, learn through your experimentations. So that is why people think getting into digital marketing is easy than getting into a software job, because even after getting, I mean, let's say if you got a software job after doing a lot of hard work, uh, there is a lot of learnings you need to do with the code, everything. Digital marketing is something what I love the most is no code, zero code. You doesn't have to worry about logics in mind. It doesn't have to think analytically to write code anything. It just has to be You just have to analyze what's happening. You just need to put on the papers on what needs to be done. That's it.
Yes. So in a sort of way, be willing to use your brains in a creative aspect more than just mechanicking on that. Yes. Would you recommend any sort of skill sets or something that they have to possess, like even before entering the market?
See, I have people just running behind digital marketing institutes for just getting a certification into the digital marketing. I'm a kind of person. I used to go to institutes randomly, just to know what technology is there in the market. I go with my sister for Hadoop demo. I've been with my other sister for graphic designer demo at Mac Institute Bangalore. So I used to go whenever there is a latest technology in market. I used to go and see how they are teaching and what is new in the market, everything. But what I found out from any institutes that are there in the market is they are training people, but it always have been a theoretical way of doing it, or they are asking students to work on their website. So it's not something that I recommend just to spend like that. Okay, they are allowing them to work on their website, but without any guidance. They're just simply okay, in the class, this topic is done. Just go ahead and try on the website, but not coming back saying this is what I tried and these are the doubts that I have got. Can you help me with that, sir? This is not happening. I see. This is just ending like okay, just class are done, certificate came. That's so with digital marketing, you will not survive if you are going for a theoretical way of learning. It always has to be you. You can create your own blog. You doesn't have to ask someone to give access to their website. It is, as I told, it is very cheap. It can come to you with 10,000 rupees. If you are spending it 10,000 rupees on course, why can't you spend 1,000 rupees on creating your own blog? Just start with one. Um, Start experiment, watch videos, do something, and there are also groups where people can help you with your doubts, everything, right? So that's what I can suggest people, not to blindly go with a theoretical knowledge. And I mean, people are in a field that if I get certified, I'll get a job. It is not like that. Certification is not something that can define your knowledge. Trying something on your website and showing it in interview, hey, see, I tried this website and I've been doing all this stuff for months. So that can actually be plus mark in your resume, not something I did my coaching in IIM, I did my coaching in IFI. It's not something like that.
In our last show, when we were talking to one of the guests, she mentioned us that how important is having to have an internship done before you enter the field, because when you go and learn in sort of schools and everything, what you told, just go and learn and sort of take notes, and you just you know it sort of fades away without any practical application to it. So in internship, when she mentioned that there are people who are coming to me and be like, what, I want to do an internship, just give me 30K in the beginning of the month. And she was like, why should I pay you 30K? I'm giving you the job. I'm making you learn the industrial grade knowledge. But this is what even the schools are doing. But people are like, they're going there paying that sort of money. And when they're coming here, they're expecting a lot of money. But the importance of internship is truly unvalued, is one point that she mentioned, which I feel is really important. Even in school that you're learning the same thing, in internship also you're going to learn the same thing. But there people will be like, what, they're just going to pay me something less. But they underestimate the value that they learn, when working with the other industry professionals, and that is something that will be useful for them for the in the longer run.
I would like to say something because you're talking about a female. I have heard people. I mean, I have had experience with my cousin sister only. She was like a gold medalist, and she got plenty of offers when she got graduated. But she was like, "What? They are paying me only 9 lakhs? No, not at all. That's not my worth." And after waiting for 2 3 years, again she joined in a job where they gave 3 lakhs. So I mean, don't put that much overconfidence. I would say take the opportunity that you have today. If you lose it, you doesn't know what how tomorrow will be. And one more thing is to be. I mean, in front of all of you, I'm saying today, my first ever pay. with digital marketing career is 8,333 rupees per month. It was my first ever pay, honestly. And I did not feel bad starting with that amount. Yes, I know that's pretty much low as a marketer and to survive in Bangalore that time. But my family, I mean, my brother, everyone, they said, if you have a lot of expenses, we will help you out. But you will not get an opportunity to learn. That was a on-job training there. Even it was of course, practical learning if it is on-job training, right? So that's when it started, and today I'm sitting here as a digital marketing manager. It's not something, if I would have rejected that day, I'm not sitting here in front of you all today.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I would have missed out if I had concluded. Yeah, we underestimate the value that we get to learn when we're working with the industry professionals. That I've been, I when she told me, I realized like, yeah, that is actually true. When we base our worth on based on the amount that is being paid, and we undervalue the experience that we're gonna get. That's really true. And with that, I'll let you go. Thank you for coming on the show. And it's a Saturday, and I appreciate all the things that you've told us about the SEO and everything. If you feel like we want to do this again, we would be more than happy to have you on the show once again.
Sure, maybe next time with a new ultimate topic, we will do it for sure, Dikshit. I had a pleasure having doing this. This is my very first thing, as I told you, and it was my pleasure.
Yes, thank you. You were absolutely fantastic with everything.